Welcome back, dear viewer, to another exciting episode of Rhyme Signatures, where today we're going to be talking about 10 of my favourite opening tracks across prog, metal, rock, etc. Basically everything that your boy here enjoys on a day-to-day basis. Do bear in mind, of course, this is not a definitive list, and if you asked me tomorrow what my 10 favourites are, you'd likely get a completely different list. Now, there are some house rules, though, that I just want to point out, some restrictions I've imposed upon myself to keep things interesting, so let's just run through those real quick. No 15-minute long epics. We have a hard time limit here of 15 minutes. Sorry, long boys, you're going to be put on the back burner for maybe another video. No merging of a 2-minute intro track with the subsequent absolute banger. If the band is going to insist on separating in the track order, then I'm sorry, but you forfeit from inclusion. 1 entry per band. Solo projects are permitted if they are sufficiently different in style from the main act. I'm also planning a favourite closing tracks video, and to keep things doubly interesting, any band that appears on this list is vetoed from that list, and vice versa. No double dipping. I'm also going to be trying for less obvious picks here. I'm not trying to be another video where 21st Century Schizoid Man, Roundabout, Dancing with the Moonlit Night, Tom Sawyer, Enter Sandman, etc. appear in an entirely unexpected fashion. But that isn't to say I'm only picking songs that exist purely on an 8-track discovered in a remote corner of Lithuania in 1983 either. So then, let's get into things in alphabetical order. There's something timeless about Dreamhouse that hits you like a brick wrapped in a satin pillow. From the very first shimmering guitar lines, this track sets you adrift on waves of euphoria and melancholy, blending post-rock atmospherics with black metal ferocity in a way that felt genuinely game-changing when I first heard it. George Clarke's vocals pierce through walls of sound like a desperate prayer shouted into an uncaring void. And by the time the main melodic motifs emerge in full bloom, you're going to feel absolutely obliterated. One of the most powerful aspects of Dreamhouse is its pacing. It builds relentlessly, constantly shifting to higher planes without ever feeling forced or pretentious. The drums thunder like a marathon runner's heartbeat, the tremolo-picked guitars are soaked in reverb, and the climax around 6 minutes in is nothing short of cathartic. It's the kind of music that makes you want to run through empty streets at midnight, arms outstretched, screaming every regret you ever bottled up. Lyrically, there's this real sense of intense despair and fear. Lines like, "I'm dying. Is it blissful? It's like a dream. I want to dream," encapsulate the longing for something beyond the mundanity of reality. It's a song about yearning for an unattainable ideal, framed in this beautifully distorted, swirling wall of sound that Deafheaven crafts so effortlessly. Dance of the Manatee is fair to Midland's quintessential statement of intent. It is playful, heavy, theatrical and poetic all at once, with Darrow Suderth's vocals delivering a performance that feels utterly unhinged in the best possible way. He flips between these soaring cleans, gritty lows, and folk-inflected yelps without missing a beat, and every inflection brings colour to these surreal lyrics. Instrumentally, this track is full of all kinds of dynamics and groove. The riffing feels angular and aggressive, yet oddly danceable in a weird kind of way, and the keyboard textures add just the right amount of progressive weirdness without overwhelming the guitar work. The chorus hits like a freight train, it's catchy enough to stick in your head for days, but complex enough to reward countless re-listens. Beyond the hooks and riffs, Dance of the Manatee stands out for its sheer theatricality, feeling like it belongs in an off-Broadway avant-garde metal opera with its cryptic references to seduction, manipulation, and power. Each time you listen, you uncover a new layer to the lyrics or a hidden flourish in the instrumentation that makes you appreciate Fair to Midland's artistry that much more. The Point of No Return is an opening track that slams the door behind you and locks it, daring you to keep up. It's bold, it's playful, and musically dense, establishing Haken's identity with absolute confidence. From the very first jagged riff and bombastic keyboard flourish, it's clear you're in for a journey that marries Dream Theater technicality with the melodic wit of Gentle Giant. Now, what truly elevates this track is the way it balances its prog metal intricacy with anthemic vocal melodies. Ross Jennings delivers a performance that's powerful yet warm, carrying you through the complex time signatures and wild instrumental sections with a sense of melodic grounding to it. And then there's the instrumental midsection, a glorious playground of rhythmic interplay and narrative development. It's playful and only feels a little bit self-indulgent, demonstrating Haken's uncanny knack for writing prog that prioritizes musicality over mere technical display. The Point of No Return isn't just an album opener, it is a statement of everything Haken stands for, and it remains one of the most attention-grabbing ways of kickstarting a musical career this century. March of Mephisto is one of those songs that defines a band's legacy. From the ominous growl intro by Shagrath to the massive stomping riff that follows, it sets a dark, theatrical tone that instantly demands your attention. Roy Khan's vocals are as commanding as they ever are, delivering each line with a sinister gravitas that perfectly complements the song's diabolical atmosphere. The chorus is anthemic in the truest sense, with soaring vocal harmonies underscored by power metal's signature bombast. Yet there's always a gothic darkness lurking under the surface. The orchestral swells, minor key riffs, and haunting interludes all add to this overwhelming sense of decadent evil. It feels like the soundtrack to a Faustian opera performed under flickering candlelight. It's great. What truly makes March of Mephisto special, though, is how it balances heaviness with melody and drama with restraint. Each section flows naturally into the next, creating a sense of narrative progression that keeps you hooked from start to finish. Frankly, it's a timeless classic of symphonic power metal and a testament to Kamelot's mastery of atmosphere and storytelling. Simple Boy is one of those rare songs that makes you feel like you're floating 5 feet above the ground. The opening bass groove is iconic, immediately hooking you into the song's hypnotic rhythm, while Ian Kenny's ethereal vocals lay atop it like a delicate mist. There's a sense of tension and release in every phrase, pulling you deeper into Karnivool's introspective world. As the track progresses, it blossoms from its fairly minimalistic beginnings into a towering opus that feels impossibly vast. The guitars remain understated yet powerful, weaving intricate textures rather than completely dominating with over-the-top riffs. The drumming, I feel, is particularly noteworthy here, with complex rhythms that never feel forced and only enhance the trance-like groove. Lyrically, Simple Boy delves into themes of shame, expectation, and human vulnerability, delivered with a kind of poetic ambiguity that invites endless interpretations and critiques. It's the kind of song that resonates on a primal level. No matter how many times you hear it, it reminds you why Karnivool are masters of their craft, and this is truly the perfect way to kick off what is frankly an 11 out of 10 album. And it feels kind of pertinent to be talking about this now, given that the band finally seem to be rising from their slumber. The Price is the perfect distillation of Leprous' sound. Cold, precise, and yet emotionally devastating. The opening guitar motif is haunting in its simplicity, setting an atmosphere of tension that explodes once the full band enters. Einar Solberg's vocals are, as always, nothing short of breathtaking, soaring as they do to impossible heights whilst retaining that vulnerable, always human core. The track's production is immaculate, with every single note and rhythmic hit placed with laser-guided precision. The syncopated riffing and layered vocal harmonies create a sense of mechanical dread, but there's always melody and heart anchoring the chaos. The chorus, with its pleading refrain of "behind the struggle has ended," hits like a gut punch every time, and that dark synth pattern after the first chorus, absolute brilliance. What makes The Price so powerful is its sense of restraint. Every second feels essential, with no wasted ideas or unnecessary excess. It's a tight, focused, and devastating piece of progressive metal that showcases Leprous at the absolute top of their game. I may not be able to have Dream Theater, so let's cheat a little bit and have the next best thing. Acid Rain is the track that launched 1,000 musician reactions on YouTube. From its frenetic opening riff to its whirlwind solo sections, this instrumental is a relentless showcase of virtuosity. John Petrucci's guitar work is face-meltingly fast but still maintains a great sense of melody, while Jordan Rudess's keyboard solos provide the perfect counterpoint with playful flourishes and dizzying arpeggios. Tony Levin's bass here is the secret weapon though, grounding the piece with rhythmic grooves that keep the track feeling cohesive amidst the shredding madness, and Mike Portnoy's drumming, utterly ridiculous as you'd expect, full of fills, grooves and unexpected snare accenting to keep your brain engaged at all times. But beyond the technical wizardry, Acid Rain is simply a joy to listen to. It balances intensity with moments of genuine musical camaraderie, and it feels like a friendly sparring match between four masters at the absolute zenith of their powers. It ever so slightly nudged out the equally brilliant paradigm shift from the first Liquid Tension Experiment album for me, just because I feel it exercises a little bit more restraint, and the communication between everyone involved feels that little bit more fluent. More evolved, more fluidic, more liquid. Japanese post-rock band Mono have been on my comfort listen playlists for a long time now, and this opening track off their album For My Parents is a masterclass in musical storytelling. The opening minutes emerge like a morning fog over a silent lake, with delicate guitar lines painting images of forgotten temples and sacred forests. Mono's gift for building atmosphere is unparalleled here, and they create a world of aching beauty and fragile hope with each passing moment. As the track grows, it introduces lush orchestral arrangements that intertwine with the post-rock guitars to create a soundscape that feels cinematic in scale. Each crescendo is earned through careful development, making the climaxes feel powerful without ever resorting to cheap tricks or forced drama. But what makes Legend truly remarkable is its emotional resonance. Even without lyrics, you can feel the narrative arc within the music. Struggle, sadness, the acceptance, and ultimately the quiet triumph. It's a deeply spiritual piece that leaves you feeling both humbled and uplifted. And it feels like fear, like I'll disappear. It's so hard. Ha, look at that! Speaking of being lifted, now I got my start, like a lot of people of my age, with this band from their inclusion on the video game Max Payne 2 with Late Goodbye, which inevitably led me to their debut album Signs of Life, and they've remained a comfort band for me ever since. Lift is a masterclass in melodic alt-rock songwriting. From the very first bars, the track establishes itself with a confident groove and a chorus that's instantly memorable. Marco Soristo's vocals are velvety and powerful, soaring through the verses with a quiet intensity before exploding into the bombastic refrain. The instrumentation is understated but effective, with tasteful guitar leads and electronic flourishes that add depth without overwhelming the vocal melodies. The bridge section is particularly effective, bringing the energy up even higher with a blistering guitar solo to make the final chorus feel like a burst of sunshine over a darkened landscape. Lyrically, Lift is an anthem of resilience and self-belief. Its positivity is infectious, reminding you that no matter how heavy the world feels, there's always something within you that can lift you higher. It's a track that has the power to make your worst day feel a little bit lighter, and it may be one of the more left-field picks for this list, but I defy you not to feel invincible whilst listening to this one. Truth is the kind of opening statement that makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck from the very first note. As the inaugural track to Infinity, it explodes with an admirable sense of authority about it, seamlessly blending ethereal choir parts, powerful drums, and thick walls of guitar distortion in a way that only Devin Townsend can really pull off. It's dramatic without ever slipping into melodrama, and right away it tells you you're about to enter a universe where the spiritual and the absurd can coexist in perfect harmony. In a lot of ways, Truth feels like it is the Devin Townsend experience, which is reflected in just how often he's played this one live. It's his third most played song in concert behind Kingdom and Supercrush if Setlist.fm is to be believed, marking it out not just as a great song to start an album with, but Devin knows that his audience will go ballistic the second that opening guitar riff kicks in whilst he's on stage. The track's production is lush and layered regardless of which version of this song you listen to, inviting you to lose yourself in its dense tapestry of sound. Every time you listen to this, you're going to hear a new vocal harmony, a synth pad, or a guitar flourish hidden in the mix. Truth is not just a song, it's a gateway into Devin Townsend's singularly unique universe. So, there we go. There's 10 of my favourite opening tracks of all time. I know, I've missed off your personal favourite, and I'm very sorry about that, but you can certainly correct me by dropping your own personal picks in the comments down there. Now, of course, I'm already hard at work on the follow-up to this, where I'm going to gush about my favourite closing tracks in a similar vein to this video, with the same basic rules and restrictions put in place. So do keep an eye on the channel for that one. Should be dropping in, I don't know, a week or so, depending on my schedule. These things never go to plan. It'll arrive at some point. It's fine. It's fine. If you did make it this far into the video, thank you very much indeed for watching until the end. Your support means a great deal to me, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Until next time, guys, as always, keep your rhyme signatures pretty odd.